So to the final race of the regatta, the men's eights. Our hosts hoping for a successful German defence of the title they won last year in England.
Yeah, you could just see the Canadian bandmate Kevin Light shoot his legs down, perhaps missed a little bit of the boat on the first stroke, but this man, Bernd Heidegger, fantastic stroke man. He led the Germans to a tremendous from-the-front victory last year, but at the moment this field is absolute quality, and I think the Canadians are the crew to beat.
Well, it's the Russians, two from the top of the picture, who've got the advantage, and arguably they've got a point to prove, having had two crews earlier in the regatta disqualified for doping infringements.
Yeah, and the Russians, fantastic, fast out. They were fast out in the heat, which they won. Fast out in the semi, where America just headed up. That's America in the red boat, desperately trying to hang on to the pace. And the Germans, well, we knew they'd go off quick, but what a duel as they passed through 250 metres.
And just worth mentioning Poland, I think, on the right side. What a fantastic achievement for them to get a crew into this final.
I'll tell you, any result here is fantastic for Poland. You should have seen the celebrations when they made it into the final from their semi-final result. But I'll tell you what, this is absolute. There's a shot of Tom James, bowman in the British eight. He's been here substituting for Tom Parker, who's had problems with his stomach all week, as we can see a shot of the German Cox, Peter Thiede, urging his crew onto 500 metres. Who's going to be in front?
Coming through the first quarter, and it's very tight on the near side. Germany and Canada vying for the advantage, then Russia and the United States. And Canada, well, this has to be absolutely crucial, because this is the recovery mission. Remember, the 4 and the 8 going to Athens in the Olympic Games, both favoured to take gold. Neither achieved that objective.
Yeah, I think Canadian rowing's been in shell shock since that well, relative failure in Athens, and it's taken them such a while to recover. That's why this 8 that Mike Spracklin has brought along this year to Europe and the World Championship has been so impressive, and you can see why, because they're stretching the pace out in this second 500 metres. That's amazing pace. Look at the way they're moving away from the Germans, who will be going absolutely flat out at this point.
Brian Price, the coxswain, with his back to you with the race plan, looking straight at the face of Carl Hamilton there. Adam Creek in the 7 seat, picking it up there into the engine room. The big guys, Jake Wetzel and Malcolm Howard. Kevin Light in the bow, though, for Canada. And this is going their way at the moment, but on the near side, the host nation. What would this mean to Germany, who've only got 1 gold medal from this regatta? That was in the adaptive race, if you remember yesterday. If they could somehow grab this, everything almost would be forgiven.
Yeah, it would be. It's not in their style to come through race at the finish. I mean, I think Bernd Heidegger, he wins from the front, and if he's not in the front at 1,000 metres, it's a big ask. Britain coming back into it after a very slow start. I thought they were out of it at 500 metres. They headed Germany in their semi-final. Well, they're not doing that now, but at least they've made a good second 500 to come back into it. They're not going to catch Canada, though.
Yeah, Canada with a big advantage here, and just as they're moving now, you can see Canada just increasing the pace all the time, turning the screw, and Germany at the moment vying with Russia over on the far side there, 2 from the top of your picture for the silver medal position.
Yeah, contrasting techniques. Look at the Canadians. They float forward and then sting it in. Float and sting, that's what Mike Spracklin says. And the Germans, a really slinky, smooth rhythm, just nice and quick round the turn, hook it in at the front end. And the British, you can see there, also quite smooth, but it's the Canadian power that's dominating this race.
And such a different style from the Canadian 8s of 2002 and 2003. The layback, that extended or exaggerated layback, that's all gone.
It's all gone, and Mike Spracklin said that was the rowers, that wasn't him. But yeah, the Canadians now rowing much more dominant front-end stroke. They're not pulling the finish back so far, and they're coming through to 1,500 metres, having had a fantastic third 500 where they've really moved away from the field.
Well, I tell you also who's had a great third 500, it's Great Britain, because they really have been speedy and they've given themselves a major chance of a medal now, and they're ahead of the United States, and that would be a fantastic scalp for them to take if they can keep this going.
It would, and Alistair Heathcote's stroke of the British crew, he was on a drip after their first heat when they went out, had to go through the repechage. They lost to Australia. Well, Australia haven't made the final, but Heathcote winding his crew up. America fighting for that bronze medal position. Neither of them are going to catch Canada. I don't think Germany can either.
No, I think it's all about the fight for silver and bronze, because Canada are away, and that's a mighty margin even in an X race. and it really does show what Mike Spracklin has produced. But the big question is, can he bring this crew back and do even better next year in the Olympics?
I'll tell you what, the Canadians better enjoy this, because they're not going to be this far in front of the Olympics. The field will close up, but at the moment they're enjoying it, they're out in front.
The fight really on for the silver and the bronze medal. Great Britain in their yellow Empacher. The Army's Alistair Heathcote in the stroke seat, and Asa Nethercott, the coxswain, trying as they can to get closer to Germany. They are faster than the Germans. They were quicker in the third quarter. They're still closing. The line's coming though, and the Canadians are going to take this gold medal. Germany hanging on, hanging on. Peter Tiede and Bernd Heidecker just hoping the line's going to come in time. It will come in time as Canada take the gold, Germany the silver, and Great Britain the bronze. America only fourth. That'll be a big disappointment for Mike Tatey. Russia in fifth, just ahead of Poland. Well, the Germans in the silver medal position. Peter Tiede seems to be pretty satisfied with that. But look what it's taken out of the British, but they have got the bronze medal. And Adam Creek, well, he's doing the macho stuff amongst the Canadians. So Canada win their first gold of the regatta, the first three over 3 seconds ahead of the rest. A great comeback for Canada, but they surely know that recapturing the Olympic eights title they last won in 1992 will be a whole lot harder.